Hello, my friends. I have another post-burn dedicated candle review for you today. We are going to be talking about Crunchy English Toffee from Bath & Body Works. Now, I know that this candle has not just hit the shelves. In fact, to be honest with you, when I walked into my local Bath & Body Works during SAS, I want to say it was about a week ago now, the table was full of this candle and I was a little bit surprised when I saw that. However, I do think that there might be some reasons for that, which I will talk about in this video. So this is the standard 3-wick Bath & Body Works type of candle. You know, it's how many ounces is this? 14.5 ounces. It is currently discounted during semi-annual sale, and to be honest with you, if my store has a bunch of them still left in stock, I would not be surprised to see this candle go further discounted, or to be further discounted as the sale continues. I feel like we're only about a week and a half in on that SAS, and I think that runs pretty much throughout the month of January. So the fragrance notes on Crunchy English Toffee are sweet brown sugar, crunchy toffee, dash of vanilla extract. So what does my nose pick up? Well, when this candle burns, and initially when I smelled this on cold sniff, I definitely pick up that vanilla extract note. I smell toffee for sure. There's like that candied, but it's not, it's obviously not like a fruity candy. It's like that buttery type of candy note to it. Brown sugar definitely lends some sweetness in there. And I like that they labeled the Accord vanilla extract, because it's not your plain vanilla, or like, say for example, Bath & Body Works, like their coffee and vanilla. Well, that vanilla note that they use there smells a little bit more like marshmallow and creamy. This is definitely a vanilla extract. There's a little bit of that bite that you would get from in typical vanilla extract. There's some alcohol in there, which this is clearly not. It's not a boozy fragrance at all. That's not what I'm implying, but there's a little bit of bite from that vanilla extract Accord. I really like this fragrance on cold sniff, and I in fact actually purchased another one. So I'm burning this one, and I have another one here that has not been burned yet. So you can see that I am at about the halfway point here. I will go ahead and pick up my camera here so you can go ahead and see the wicks. See here, so you see the wicks, and what you're seeing here on this burn, it has been pretty consistent like that all the way down. So some people would say that those are puny wicks, and here's what I'm going to say. These actually don't, in my mind, qualify as being puny wicks. These are slow burning wicks. I think that there's a difference. Puny wicks mean that like the candle is having a hard time pooling out. It's not throwing at all. It's just really having a hard time. This candle actually does not have difficulty pooling out, although I will tell you that it just, because the flames don't get as high, I do find that it takes a little bit longer to pool out. Now, I talked about in my Homeworks Cozy Weekend candle review that I tend to burn a lot of my candles in hurricanes these days, and that's just mainly because I've come to accept the reality that I feel like candle inconsistency is probably just where we are at post-pandemic. I hope that at some point it won't be that way, but for the time being, it's just worth it for me to invest $30 in purchasing 3 hurricanes. That's typically how many candles I'll be burning in my house, and just improve the performance on it. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you about this candle, how it performs for me with and without a hurricane. So without a hurricane, the reason I think this candle is sitting on shelves is because this candle has very low strength and throw, which is surprising to me, because you would think that smelling it on cold, you would think that this one might carry a little bit more oomph to it. You know, I feel like gourmand fragrances should be, other than your basic vanillas, I feel like a fragrance like toffee should really be strong. But I am sad to report that, you know, without a hurricane, this candle does not want to travel far. In fact, I actually just had this candle lit up in my open concept living room. 1,800 square foot single story home. The ceilings in that room are about 20 feet high, so they're pretty high. But this candle was getting very lost. I really had to sniff out for it. It wasn't completely undetectable, but I would rate it at around a 4, which is like low, medium strength and throw. Now, I will tell you that when I place it into a hurricane, this candle improves to about a 6.5, 7 for me. So I definitely prefer, especially if I'm going to be burning it in a larger room, to burn it in a hurricane. I think that moving forward, this one will probably stay in my bedroom. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could keep it in the living room, but if I guess it depends on how strong I want it to be. And that's the other thing that I'm going to talk about here about the fragrance that I'm smelling, because something kind of funny happens to this candle about 3 hours into the burn, which is why I would say extinguish it after 3 hours. About 3 hours into this burn, it starts to develop kind of a burned smell. Not the kerosene smell sometimes that I've gotten with Bath and Body Works, not even like burned food type of smell. I've described it as kind of like a wildfire type of fragrance. I start to smell it. And granted, this is not something that I have only experienced with Bath and Body Works. I've actually experienced that with Homeworks candles. I've experienced it with Kringle candles. Sometimes it's anything that has like a caramel or a toffee note in it. So I think that it has something to do with the fragrance oils that they use to come up with that fragrance. When they've been burning too long, they start to take on a different fragrance. And so I would just caution you that if you enjoy this fragrance and you don't want the fragrance, like the scent, to change over time, I would say extinguish this at about the 3 hour mark. So, you know, I feel like this candle is one that definitely I would never say to pay any full price for any Bath and Body Works candle. But this one gets like a thumbs up and a thumbs down for me. I feel like if you can come across it at 75% off and maybe you just want to crock this, or if you own Hurricanes already and you're okay with knowing that it's not going to be a powerhouse. And let's be honest, this fragrance, I wouldn't want it to be a 10, because if it were to be a 10, I think it would be too much. I really do. I think it would be way too strong. So I'm okay with it when I burn it in a Hurricane. But yeah, if you don't own a Hurricane and you don't want to own a Hurricane, then I would say you might want to skip out on this one. But yeah, for 75% off, I would say go ahead and purchase it. I'm not sure that I would purchase this one at 50% off. But yeah, everybody might have different experiences, but I think that the low projection here and just the low performance on it has to do with these wicks, because they have been consistently slow burning this entire time. And it's probably because they recognize that if they had too much of I'm trying to find the right words here. If the candle burns too hot, that it will alter the fragrance oils. I think that's why that's just my own philosophy here. I think that's probably why they've picked these slower burning candles for this fragrance. So they get the fragrance staying true, but then the strength and throw isn't as good. So those are my thoughts on this candle. Let me know in the comment box down below what you think of this one. I feel like, I mean, again, I was just really surprised to see so many of them in my local store, because I've heard a lot of people say that they really like this fragrance. A couple of you have commented on my videos saying that you really like this fragrance. So let me know in the comments below what your burn experience has been. Let me know if you've got some better performing wicks, or if you agree with me that this one performs better in a Hurricane. As long as your comments remain respectful of myself or others, I am always going to encourage the conversation to keep going down there. Hit thumbs up if you found this video helpful. I am really trying to get back into the habit of doing some dedicated candle reviews for all of you, and so here's my start on it. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you are new to my channel, hi, I'm Katie. I like to talk about a lot of home fragrance here. I cover Bath and Body Works, Kringle, Homeworks, and believe it or not, I think this is the year that I might dive back into Yankee a little bit more, especially with the return of, or not return, but they are going to be releasing some 3-wick candles in this type of format later on this month. I'm very intrigued by that. So I'm hoping that I will be able to branch out a little bit more into some different home fragrance brands. All right, this video is going long enough. Thank you so much for spending some time here with me. Hit thumbs up, hit subscribe. Hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.